Okay, so welcome to this preview of the Serie A upcoming next match day on the 29th of October, Friday 2021, and it's gonna start. I'm not even sure. Do they play today? Most likely they won't, as there had been a midweek match day. We can check out anything if we want to, especially can we check out the kickoff times. Here we could also do in the Betmaster Tool. So they are gonna play on Saturday, first game with Atalanta Lazio, very exciting one to come. And what we have to do is, first of all, well, I seem to have the German language on here, but I was calculating some kind of correct score here, which is a bit funny. Of course, you can also do this, but check it out here, whether or not you get a better price than this on any of these. The lowest price is 118.75. I've done that by coincidence, more or less, but as we are here, we came by, we can check it out here as well. Results 1-1. We won't get a price on it, not a bigger than the true price. We get a 7.50 and the true price is 8.75. So market is pretty fine on that. Anyway, what are we gonna do? So if you get your access to this tool, which you can easily do when you look into the description below and click on the links, and then you would somewhere enter here, you can select your leagues and countries, and if you type in Italy or Italian, if you have German, Italy, then you should somewhere find Italy, Serie A. You can click on it, it's gonna enter it to your tree, your personal one, and then you click on view only this league, which should be called view this league only. Anyway, then you have the markets here, and the correct score is not the one we really care for. Instead, we would like to see the 1x2 prices, which is the genuine, the only to. I've bet all my life, I've been betting on all the things that are possible to bet on, or I compared this, and yeah, I've done the betting, also the over-under, but I changed my mind a bit. I mean, everything is a matter of mathematics, so if you are good in these calculations, and the tool is giving a perfect assistance to that, but then still it's a matter, you can maybe outclass the others and be better with the calculations. Still, then what is any connection to the football, or is it, do you enjoy football then? Or if you bet on the corners or something like that, right? You do not really care for football. You care for the corners. You want them to come or to stay away, but you don't really care for football. That is somehow the reason why I do not really propose it anymore, whereby still knowing it's all a matter of mathematics still. So if they offer a price and it's a price that is higher than the reciprocal of the probability, then you still have a bet. Anyway, I guess I have to finalize the games first of all. We had some funny results, maybe Juventus. I watched the first half only. Sassuolo with a very late winner. I bet on the draw, or I proposed it here. I'm not sure. We had a 4.32 as a true price, and we got a 5.0 in my case, but it wasn't to be. Whereby still Atalanta was a good one. I wouldn't say that the draw was a bad one, right? Here I was on the Atalanta 162 true price. We got a lot more. Udinese and Verona. I said we have to go with Verona X or X2. All those had been indicated. Roma was no indication. In fact, Although when I see here, but when I saw it closer to the game, it was 155 or something like that. So in that case, we could have bet maybe early market, but not towards the game kickoff. Inter, I also proposed here, was a win. Lazio was also indicated, but they had so many players suspended, so I cancelled this proposal. I think it still was a win. Also, Napoli was not a bad result for me, in the sense that 138 was the true price, and maybe market was a bit higher. Anyway, I seem to my camera is frozen again. I hope I wake up again. But I'm still trying to show you or discuss the games, because maybe you don't want to see me anyway. And we are gonna have a look. If this compilation had been done on the 25th maybe, I can recompile it right now. The Betmaster Tool, by the way, if you wish to know, even is capable to deal with the NBA right now, or basketball in general, but we need some settings, and all the leagues we have a settings for is the NBA to this end. But it's gonna come. Anyway, now they are recompiled. We can compare. Atalanta 193. Do we figure this is the proper price, or will market be higher? We can compare it here already. I think Lazio are too good. 193. I mean, it should be maybe 2.0. So if I get 2.0, then I wouldn't bet it then. In the Verona against Juve, 181 looks like a very good price to me. I mean, Juve still very, very good side. But of course, like Barcelona, lost their top player maybe, and I mean they both, Barcelona and Juventus, and now they are struggling. So obviously, that does have an impact when the best player leaves. Anyway, but still, I would think about betting them if the price is a decent one. Torino, they all like them now. The computer is pretty high on Torino. I accept that. Sampdoria lost again. So the computer is a bit too optimistic with Sampdoria's chances most likely. We will have a bet on them, and do we like it? But I will consider. Inter, here the computer is pretty high again now. Also, that's a bit of a surprise. Maybe it would suggest us to go with Udinese. We may think about it. Fiorentina, computer once again a bit too high in the favorite, which is a bit surprising to me now, but I think we may consider to go with Spezia. Genoa against Venezia. Well, now that Venezia lost this very important one, they are still in the range of all the others. I mean, no real harm done, but maybe it means also they are not so good. And so the price is pretty high on Genoa, who are struggling as well. Sassuolo also pretty good price on them after beating Juve, but Empoli put up some decent resistance. Computer indicated Inter did win, but away record Empoli is pretty good, I think. Salernitana, Napoli 138. This looks fine to me. Maybe the market will be below, but there's 142 is not the price we get, I guess. Roma, are they favorites? They are. Market likes them a bit more than I do, or the computer does, but I might give Milan a chance, although I wouldn't bet against Roma, but I can propose it to you and still not do it, right? Bologna against Cagliari looks very okay to me, 196. Yeah, a bit too high maybe. And now we can compare this. Serie A, Atalanta 190, so I'm not going to consider anyway. Juventus is very, very marginal, but we could 181, right? So I would really, very much think about this one. Here we have to go with Sampdoria. I think I can justify this because there's not such a huge difference. But in Italy, it's somehow a bit special, right? They like Torino, and they are performing, and somehow they get that right. So it is a dangerous one, but it's a clear indication because I have 259 here on the one, right? I mean, we can check out the table, of course, as well. And of course, Sampdoria are now pretty low, but 9 points are not awful compared to the 11 expected. 14-20, they scored some goals, conceded some. It's not a good record, but it's not an awful one. While Torino are maybe fine. Green here also 12 goals scored, 11 conceded. This is very good defensively. Okay, but we knew that in advance. They are the better side. But still, we just pay a price of 2.10, something like that. So I would be ready to do that. Inter, we saw that already. We had a 137 market, 5.2, 8.0, 5.2. So it's just the draw indication once again, and I would, why not? I mean, the 5.0 is a tough one. But maybe the chance is on. I mean, the calculations are fine. Probability somewhere at 22.5%. Oh, I came back to life. Fiorentina 155. I said that already. Should be a bit too low. The 240 is just marginally indicated, I think, because 240, the reciprocal price, we can look it up in the double chance here. But you can get used to it, right? That you know already. Is it gonna come back? Please. Okay. I mean, there is the option now to compile all markets in one go, but of course I'm trying to show you somehow how to work with this tool, right? And where you can look up, or you can use your brain or your pocket calculator. Anyway, you get all the chances compiled. Now it's ready here, and obviously that's 233, so there's not a huge margin, as I said, but there is some margin. Do we want that? Well, Spezia, I saw them playing a couple of times already. They are, like many of the other sides down below, they are very competitive side, but the others are better. I mean, it's not a huge margin, but if you see here in Germany, well, there are so many sites all over the world, right? Newcastle, or in England, or Aston Villa, or Burnley, or I mean, all the sites, they are simply good sites, but it's a very competitive league. So it's a very small margin, and maybe we can dare. Genoa was fine, I think. Genoa was fine, I think. No indication there. Also, well, the draw very, very slightly. Well, why not? We had a 347 something, right? Was my daughter calling? Sassuolo 177. Was it way below? Or I mean, 177. Could we go for the X2? Do we get a 2.0? Yes, we do. So we try, although Sassuolo beat Juventus and played a pretty good game, but Empoli, like all the others, as I just explained, they are very competitive too. Napoli, as I said, we won't get a 138. Roma are considered to be favorites, so if anything, computer might suggest, but there's no real margin in that. So I would, and I'm happy. I mean, I think really Roma are a very good side and no worse than Milan. Still, if the market agrees or thinks they are even better, so why not? I mean, not a great problem. And I'm not gonna bet it anyway. And here we don't even have a real proposal on it or indication. And Bologna market is also right, or the bookmaker here, 187. That looks like a very proper price. So we would have these 6 indications here, more or less. And I'm gonna leave you now. Call back my daughter, and I will be back next week, and we can discuss a few more of these games. And I'm trying to show you more of the benefits of the tool, which is really proving very helpful. And I've been using this kind of tools with the algorithms over 30 years in my career, or more than 30 years. Thank you anyway. Leave your likes, share it, comment on it, subscribe to my channel, check out my Twitch channel as well. Check out the tool. You can get a free version and start your first steps and start going. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I will happily reply to them. Thank you very much. Bye bye.